Well, thank you so much, Chair Iacono, and also the members of the committee for inviting me to address your Standing Committee on Environment and Sustainability today. I am pleased to be here to provide the committee with specific details and an update on Alberta's emissions reduction and energy development plan. Plenty has changed since my government drafted this plan and released it in 2023, and I think it's important to outline how we are adapting to new global geopolitical realities, energy security, affordability concerns, and economic challenges facing all Canadians today. Alberta's emission reduction and energy development plan was designed to be pragmatic, achievable, and ensure that Albertans had access to affordable and reliable energy, be it commercial for their businesses or as individuals. Our plan is geared to a 2050 carbon neutral economy. Alberta is a global leader in emissions reduction and has made major progress on several fronts. We were the first province to adopt a carbon price in 2007. And what we call our TIER program. It's an industrial program. It's renowned for supporting innovation and research in emissions reductions in many sectors, including oil and gas. Alberta achieved methane targets based on 2014 to 2023 levels, 3 years ahead of requirements, and industry continues to make investments to lower our methane emissions. It is not known to many that Alberta also phased out coal-fired electricity in 2024, well ahead of schedule. Alberta's oil sands have reduced emissions per barrel by 25% since 2013, and we have kept our overall emissions flat while increasing production. And this has been achieved by reducing our natural gas use, enhancing steam-to-oil ratios, and new solvent-assisted extraction. All of these are lowering overall overall intensity per barrel. As Canada's energy leader, we are on a path to double oil production and to ensure that Canada can attract capital back to Canada, significantly enhance GDP, reduce our dependence on the United States, and create hundreds of thousands of jobs while diversifying our trade markets globally. Alberta's endowment of natural resources is greater than many of the G7 countries, even if you combine some of them. We just finished a review of the province's resources, and our reserves now amount to 1.8 trillion barrels of oil, of which 167 billion are recoverable with today's technology, and we have 1.36 quadrillion cubic feet of gas, of which 144 trillion cubic feet is recoverable with today's technology. Canada and Alberta can be a global energy superpower. We can unleash massive new investment in data centers, in infrastructure and petrochemical development. Oil and gas can deliver tens or even hundreds of billions of dollars in royalties and taxes and thousands of good-paying jobs that support wealth generation across all provinces. We're advancing our ambitions with a new oil pipeline and the necessary emissions reduction from our oil sands producers who lead the Pathways Initiative. There is one problem. We do need to decouple and eliminate a host of bad laws introduced by the Trudeau government over the past 10 years. The most egregious of those investment killers include the oil and gas emissions cap, the unconstitutional Bill C-69, or what we call the No New Pipelines Bill, C-48, the oil tanker ban, and the clean electricity regs, which penalize Alberta's power sector and will drive up energy prices for Canadians and make natural gas a disadvantaged feedstock. These regulations and draft policies have resulted in economic stagnation of one of the single greatest acts of self-harm in Canada's economic history. And as a result of these policies, and there are more of them than I listed, in the last 120 days, Canadian-based companies have announced more than $20 billion in capital investment in the United States. Canada can be a global energy powerhouse. We can provide our people and the world with reliable energy and eliminate energy poverty to billions of people. We can act, and we must act, to enable investments in every major resource sector and to deliver revenues and economic activity in support of this great country. Canadians have been clear in recent polling. They endorse a new pipeline to export our oil to Asia. We need the federal government to do the right thing and eliminate these bad laws. And although I'm pleased that we've seen progress on the pause to the gas car ban and the removal of the consumer carbon tax, there is still much more to do. Our country's economic viability is hanging in the balance given the changes forthcoming in manufacturing, steel, aluminum, and a very difficult CUSMA renegotiation. We must unleash our energy strengths as a country, and Alberta stands ready if Ottawa works with us to do the right thing. Thank you, and I look forward to answering your questions.
Thank you, Premier Smith.